Hello, I'm Logic Bunny, and come with me down the rabbit hole of knowledge. Ever stop to think about where things come from? Not just your food or your clothes, but the very tools that shape your day. The phone in your pocket, the lights in your room, even the humble zipper on your jacket. These weren't always here. Someone somewhere had to dream them up, wrestle with the problems, and bring them into being. That's the magic of invention. From the very first spark of ingenuity, like rubbing two sticks together to make fire, to the complex algorithms that power our digital world. Inventions have been the engine of human progress. They've allowed us to conquer disease, explore the cosmos, communicate across continents, and build civilizations that would have been unimaginable to our ancestors. But sometimes the most impactful inventions are the ones we barely even notice. Take bubble wrap, for instance. Did you know it was originally intended to be textured wallpaper? That's right, wallpaper. It wasn't until someone realized its potential for protecting fragile items that it found its true calling. It's a great reminder that the path of invention is often full of unexpected twists and turns. What other everyday things have surprising origins? This isn't just a list of cool gadgets and gizmos. We're going to journey through time, exploring how groundbreaking inventions have reshaped our world. We will also see how the spirit of invention, that burning desire to create and improve, still thrives today. We'll uncover the stories behind the brilliant minds, the lucky accidents, and the relentless determination that have given us the world we know. So, buckle up, because we're about to embark on an adventure through the amazing world of inventions. Are you ready to discover how these creations not only changed history, but continue to shape your life every single day? Ever feel like banging your head against the wall when an experiment goes completely sideways? You're not alone. Even the greatest inventors have faced moments of utter frustration. Those times when their carefully laid plans crumble into a heap of, well, something completely different. But here's a secret. Sometimes those failures are actually the seeds of brilliant inventions. We often picture inventors as solitary figures, toiling away in their labs, a flash of inspiration striking like lightning. While brilliance certainly plays a role, the truth is that chance and collaboration are often just as important. Many of the things we take for granted today came about not through meticulous planning, but through sheer dumb luck, or a fresh pair of eyes offering a new perspective. What if we embraced the unexpected a little more? Take the microwave oven, for example. Back in the 1940s, a scientist named Percy Spencer was working for Raytheon, experimenting with a device called a magnetron, which generated microwaves for radar systems. One day, while standing near the magnetron, Spencer noticed something strange. The chocolate bar in his pocket had melted. Now, most people would probably just be annoyed about the mess. But Spencer was curious. He saw an opportunity. He started experimenting, first with popcorn, then with an egg, which famously exploded in someone's face. And just like that, the microwave oven was born. A melted chocolate bar, a curious mind, and a willingness to explore the unexpected. That's all it took. Can you imagine a world without quick and easy popcorn? Think about your own projects, whether it's a science experiment, an art project, or even just trying a new recipe. Have you ever made a mistake that actually led to something cool? Maybe you accidentally mixed the wrong colors and created a beautiful new shade. Or perhaps you misread a step in a recipe and stumbled upon a delicious new flavor combination. The point is, don't be afraid to mess up. Embrace the unexpected, because you never know what amazing discovery might be hiding just around the corner. What if we celebrated mistakes as opportunities for growth? Invention, in a way, is a lot like jazz. You start with a basic melody, a plan, but then you let improvisation take over. You experiment, you riff, you follow your instincts, and sometimes you stumble upon something truly extraordinary. The happy accidents, the unexpected detours, they're all part of the process. So, the next time something goes wrong, don't get discouraged. Remember Percy Spencer's melted chocolate bar? And ask yourself, what if this isn't a failure, but the beginning of something amazing? Where might your mistakes lead you? Ever get so frustrated with something that you just think, ugh, I wish there was a better way? Maybe it's untangling your headphones for the millionth time, or trying to find that one matching sock in a mountain of laundry, or constantly tripping over the same pile of books in your room. We all have those little everyday annoyances that just grind our gears, but what if those frustrations weren't just a nuisance, but actually a source of inspiration? We often think of inventions as these incredibly complex, high-tech solutions to massive global problems. And while those definitely exist, it's important to remember that some of the most revolutionary inventions are actually incredibly simple. Sometimes, the best ideas come from solving a problem that seems small, but affects a lot of people. What if the solution to a big problem was surprisingly simple? Take the Post-it note. For example, back in the 1960s, a scientist at 3 meters named Spencer Silver was trying to create a super strong adhesive. Instead, he accidentally created a low-tack adhesive, one that stuck lightly to surfaces but could be easily removed. It was considered a failure at the time, a solution without a problem. Years later, another 3 meters employee, Art Fry, was struggling with a problem of his own. He sang in his church choir, and he used little scraps of paper to mark the hymns. But these scraps kept falling out, and he was constantly losing his place. Then, he remembered Silver's failed adhesive. He coated the back of his paper scraps with the adhesive, and voila, the Post-it note was born. A frustrating problem, a seemingly useless invention, and a spark of ingenuity. That's all it took to create a product that's now used all over the world. Can you imagine a world without Post-it notes? Now, I want you to take a moment and think about your own life. What's one thing that consistently frustrates you? Is it something at school, at home, or in your community? Close your eyes for a few seconds and really focus on that frustration. What if you could invent something to solve that problem? What would it look like? What would it do? Don't worry about being realistic. Just let your imagination run wild. What everyday problems deserve a brilliant solution? Necessity is often called the mother of invention, but I think frustration is the midwife. It's that feeling of I can't take this anymore that pushes us to find a better way. So, the next time you're feeling annoyed by something, don't just complain about it. See it as an opportunity, a challenge, a spark of inspiration. Who knows? You might just invent the next Post-it note. What frustrations in your life could be turned into inventions? Ever look at something amazing and think, wow, I could never have come up with that? Or maybe you have a great idea, but you're afraid it's too similar to something someone else has already done. It's easy to feel intimidated, to feel like all the good ideas have already been taken. But here's the thing. Invention isn't about pulling ideas out of thin air. It's about building on what came before, taking existing ideas and making them even better. We often have this image of the lone genius locked away in their workshop, suddenly struck by a brilliant idea that no one has ever had before. But the truth is, almost every invention is built on the foundation of previous knowledge and discoveries. No one starts from scratch. We all learn from each other. We all borrow from each other, and that's okay. It's not always stealing. It's often collaboration across time. What if every idea was a starting point, not a finish line? Take the telephone, for example. You might think of Alexander Graham Bell as the sole inventor, but the story is actually a lot more complicated. Another inventor, Elisha Gray, was working on a very similar device at almost the exact same time. In fact, both inventors filed patents for their telephones on the very same day. There was a huge legal battle over who deserved the credit, and the controversy still continues today. The truth is, both Bell and Gray were building on the work of other scientists and inventors who had been experimenting with transmitting sound electronically for years. They were both part of a larger conversation, a collective effort to solve a challenging problem. The telephone wasn't the product of one person's genius, but the culmination of many different ideas and contributions. What if invention was a team sport spanning generations? This process of building on previous ideas is called iterative design. It's all about making small improvements over time, gradually refining and perfecting an invention. Think about the evolution of the telephone. Early phones were clunky, unreliable, and difficult to use. But over the years, they've been improved and refined, eventually leading to the sleek, powerful smartphones we have today. Each generation of phones built upon the successes and failures of the previous generation. Can you imagine trying to use a rotary phone today? Invention is like climbing a ladder. Each rung represents a contribution of a different inventor, each building on the work of those who came before. You can't reach the top of the ladder without stepping on those rungs. So don't be afraid to be inspired by someone else's work. Don't be afraid to borrow ideas and make them your own. Just remember to acknowledge your sources and to always strive to add something new to the conversation. What rung of the ladder will you add? Ever feel a little uneasy when you think about all the new technology being developed? It's exciting, sure, but it can also be a bit overwhelming. Are these inventions really making the world a better place? What if they have unintended consequences that we haven't even thought about yet? It's a valid concern. Technology is a powerful force, and it's important to consider its potential impact on society. We often assume that all inventions are inherently good, that they automatically make our lives easier and better. But the truth is, every invention has the potential for both good and bad. It's like a double-edged sword. It can be used to create amazing things, but it can also be used to cause harm. The key is to think critically about the potential consequences before we unleash a new technology on the world. What if we considered the ethical implications of every invention before it's released? Take the printing press, for example. It was one of the most revolutionary inventions in human history. It allowed information to be spread quickly and easily, leading to a surge in literacy and the spread of new ideas. The printing press played a crucial role in the Renaissance, the Reformation, and the scientific revolution. But the printing press also had its dark side. It made it easier to spread misinformation and propaganda. It was used to print inflammatory pamphlets that fueled religious wars and political unrest. The printing press didn't just spread knowledge, it also spread ignorance and hate. Can you imagine a world without readily available information, both true and false? Today, we face similar challenges with modern inventions like artificial intelligence and social media. AI has the potential to revolutionize healthcare, transportation, and many other industries. But it also raises concerns about job displacement, bias, and the potential for misuse. Social media has connected billions of people around the world, but it has also been linked to cyberbullying, addiction, and the spread of fake news. These technologies are incredibly powerful, but we need to be aware of their potential downsides. What responsibility do inventors have for the consequences of their creations? Invention is like throwing a stone into a pond. The initial splash is exciting, but the ripples can be far-reaching and unpredictable. They can spread in unexpected directions, affecting things we never anticipated. So, the next time you hear about a new invention, don't just focus on the potential benefits. Think about the potential risks as well. Ask yourself, what are the unintended consequences? How can we minimize the harm and maximize the good? What kind of ripples will this invention create? Ever feel like inventing is something only super smart people can do? Like you need to be a genius with a lab coat and $1 million budget? It's easy to think, I'm not creative enough, or I don't have the skills. But that's just not true. Everyone has the potential to be an inventor, whether you realize it or not. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be curious, persistent, and willing to solve problems. We often have this image of inventors as these brilliant minds who are naturally gifted with creativity and technical skills. While those qualities are certainly helpful, they are not the only ingredients for success. In fact, some of the most impactful inventions have come from people who simply saw a problem and were determined to find a solution. What if we redefined inventor to mean problem solver? Think about all the everyday problems that need solving. There are challenges related to accessibility, sustainability, healthcare, and education, just to name a few. And who better to solve these problems than the people who experience them firsthand? You don't need to be an expert to make a difference. You just need to have a passion for solving problems and a willingness to learn. What problems in your community need creative solutions? There are countless examples of young people who have invented amazing things, often with limited resources. Take the story of, well, I want you to think about that. Search online for young inventors. You'll find kids who have created simple devices to help people with disabilities, designed eco-friendly products to reduce waste, and developed innovative solutions to address climate change. These young inventors didn't let their age or lack of experience hold them back. They saw a problem, they came up with an idea, and they made it happen. Can you imagine the impact you could have by solving a problem that matters to you? So, how can you unlock your inner inventor? Start by fostering your creativity and problem-solving skills. Try brainstorming techniques like mind mapping or free writing. Learn about design thinking, a human-centered approach to problem solving. And don't be afraid to prototype your ideas, even if it's just with cardboard and duct tape. Here's a simple design challenge for you. Think about a common object, like a backpack or a water bottle. How could you improve it? What features could you add to make it more functional, more sustainable, or more stylish? Spend a few minutes sketching out your ideas, and then try building a simple prototype using materials you have around the house. The possibilities are endless. What simple design challenge could spark your next invention? Everyone has the potential to be an inventor. It's not about being a genius. It's about unlocking your inner problems. It's about being curious, persistent, and willing to make a difference. So, go out there, find a problem that you care about, and start inventing. The world needs your ideas. What problem will you solve? So, we've journeyed through the fascinating world of inventions, from accidental discoveries to solutions born from everyday frustrations. We've seen how inventors build upon each other's ideas, and we've explored the unintended consequences, both good and bad, that inventions can have on society. And most importantly, we've discovered that everyone, including you, has the potential to be an inventor. Remember, invention isn't just about flashes of brilliance. It's about curiosity, persistence, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. It's about seeing problems as opportunities and embracing the unexpected. It's about building on the ideas of others while adding your own unique perspective. And it's about considering the ethical implications of your creations, ensuring that they benefit humanity as a whole. What will you remember most from our exploration today? Now, it's your turn to change the world. Embrace your inner inventor. Identify a problem that you care about and start brainstorming solutions. Don't be afraid to experiment, to fail, and to learn from your mistakes. There are resources available to help you on your journey. Check out local makerspaces, where you can access tools and collaborate with other creative minds. Explore online communities dedicated to invention and innovation. The possibilities are endless. What small step will you take today to become an inventor? The history of invention is a testament to the power of human ingenuity. From the simplest tools to the most complex technologies, inventions have shaped our world and continue to drive us forward. But the invention never stops. There are always new problems to solve, new challenges to overcome, and new opportunities to create a better future. The future of invention is in your hands. So, go out there and make your mark on the world. What future will you help create?